you'll need to decide, do you want your sky, which is what we're starting with, to be cold colors or warm? Then you'll need to figure out your horizon line. Where do you want that to be? Do you want to have a lot of sky or a lot of land? I'm going with a lot of land. So I folded my paper so there's not a lot of space at the top. Using chalk, I'm just going to create patches of color, spreading it out, creating contrast. And as you can see, because I'm using blue, I decided to go with the cold colors. I am not using the warm. Since I'm using chalk, I don't have to fill it in all the way, but I do need to make sure to do something called cross-hatching. That means if I color in one direction, I should overlap it or go over it in the opposite direction. I'm creating a patchwork of beautiful, cool colors for my sky. Let's talk about some other options. For example, what if you want to use warm colors for your sky? Let's see what that will look like. So for this next one I'm going to turn my paper horizontally and again decide on my horizon line by just folding a quick fold. Now I'm using the warm colors. This time I was thinking more of a sunset. So if you want to have more of a sunset and if you want to add the sun, go for it. You are the artist. It's up to you. But your first thing to decide is paper, horizontal or vertical, horizon line, close to the top, giving you not much sky, or close to the bottom, giving you a lot of sky. And then you need to decide, are you going to use all warm colors, as I'm doing here, or all cold colors, as I did previously?
You know what? Rules are made to be broken. So instead of just using all warm colors or all cold colors in your sky, what if you want to use both? Well, you could do that, especially if you had a rainbow in mind. Right now, I'm creating a rainbow with the warm colors, but as you guys know, Roy G. Biv includes all of the colors in the color spectrum. When you create a background, if you decide to do a rainbow, that's when you should probably decide if you want to use all warm or all cold colors in your background. Now let's talk about how to blend these colors of chalk together.
I know what you're thinking. Is that snot on Miss Stephens' finger?
No, that would be disgusting.
It's starch, liquid starch, and I'm using it to blend in the chalk. All you have to do is just dip your finger in the starch and massage the chalk. Let's take a closer look. I'm dipping, massaging, dipping, and massaging. And what the starch is doing is it's blending in the colors, giving your chalk almost a painted look. All of those lines that you drew will suddenly start to vanish as you use the starch to blend it in. Now, you do need to be careful not to take your finger and smear it over the entire surface of your paper, but make sure to create your finger or use your finger in those small little patches or those little areas where you use the chalk. You'll know when to add more starch because your finger will suddenly not be able to move. What the starch is giving you is something called viscosity. Viscosity is fancy talk for making something move. As soon as you run out of starch, your finger is going to stop moving, in which case you'll need to dip for some more. You don't need to use a ton of starch to get the beautiful effect that I'm working on for my sky. You will be using this starch to blend in all of the colors of your sky. It will take some time, so be patient, but I promise you the results will be worth it. It looks just like the beautiful painted skies that our friend Claire West is working on. So here I am just finishing up the warm colors of my sky. If you did something like a rainbow, it's going to be really important that you follow the direction of your lines of your rainbow. Meaning you won't want to create small circles of color because what will happen is, as you can imagine, your colors will start to smear. So if you made a rainbow, have your finger follow the path of the rainbow. And then when you do things like the background sky, then you can start to blend in the other colors. Now that our skies are complete, we can start to focus on the background.